You're listening to Diminishing Returns, the podcast about sequels, prequels, spin-offs, and reboots. I'm Chris Scott, and across from me, he's the real anti-hero, Mr. Alan Johnson.
How do pod people?
We are here with another one of our in-between bonus episodes, our non-franchise episodes, where unlike our franchise episodes where we talk about, franchises, in these in-between episodes, we talk about sequel news, trailers, and whatever the fudge we want. And we will start with our traditional news segment, where you, Alan, a man who reads this shit, who loves sequel news like it's mother's milk, will read out to me, a man who barely can read. And I will try and react honestly, emotionally, and hopefully with a modicum of humour.
So following on from our 50th episode and our celebration of Alien and Aliens, James Cameron's been in the news because he has a Terminator reboot, and he signed Colombian actor Natalie Reyes alongside Gabrielle Lunis, who you might know as Ghost Rider from Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, yeah.
The film will be set in Mexico City, and Arnie and Linda Hamilton are going to return, but in small roles, so we've got a Terminator reboot in the offing.
So, reboot, what do they mean?
They're basically saying ignore all of the sequels that came after the second one, and James Cameron's just going to kind of re-wrangle the whole franchise.
But he's not directing it though, is he?
I think so, yeah.
Really?
He's just bought back the rights to the Terminator franchise through this like copyright law.
Alright, so now I'm kind of excited about it.
He's certainly invested in it.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't give a fuck about if he's exec producing it. If he's directing it, then I'm excited. But I mean, have you seen Terminator Genesis?
I have. Did see that, and it just goes all timey-wimey.
But not in a good way.
Not in a good way.
No, really disappointed. Again, it sort of started okay. That first bit, I was like, this might not be terrible. But then there's the curse of, what's that boy? It's in Die Hard.
Is it Jai Courtney?
Jai Courtney Cox. Michael Jai Courtney White. Michael J. Fox, who, as we always comment, I saw him be really good in Spartacus. And then everything else is he's just a curse on every film.
Yeah. We've spoken about it before. The feeling with the Terminator films is that they just miss the thing that we need, which is to see the machine war.
Yeah.
They sort of like seem to think the time travel element and keeping Arnie involved is the thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's just got to be something different, because I mean, they've all been retreads of the first film.
Yeah.
The second one had the classic Philip of bad guys now a good guy.
Yeah.
And also it's directed by James Cameron, where he's just like, yeah, I can make scenes that will make you go, holy shit, this is amazing, throughout the fucking film.
Kind of the way he approached Aliens, which is like, let's just amp everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can only really play that flip of the bad guy's good guy like once.
One of the Terminator guys had boobs. Whoa! Oy vey. I mean, just, it's like, and then people started calling that one the Terminatrix. And I was like, God, guys, just fuck up, really. So that was the third one.
Yeah.
Terminator boobs. Then the fourth one, that was what if a Terminator movie was really boring.
Yeah.
Smart. Good play there.
Kind of almost in the let's see the resistance.
So close. Like, just like, I mean, it was good to see Michael Ironside. He was in that.
Yeah.
That was one of the few things I remember going, at least. And we got that meltdown from Patrick Bateman.
That was good.
The Christian Bale meltdown. You're a good guy, but I can never work. You're a good guy, but fuck up. You're a good guy. Oh, we've all taken Berkeys. And then there was obviously, as we discussed, Terminator.
Genesis. The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway.
Nice, come on. I'm sure we've done that joke before, but we've certainly referenced Genesis before because you are a prog rock nerd. Yeah, I think just leave it alone. But if we are going to have one, if it's directed by James Cameron, fine. But it won't be. He's going to executive produce it, and he's going to give it to some young guy, and then it'll just be probably shit. I'm happy to be proven wrong, guys.
Yeah. So, more exciting chat about copyright law. So
hold on. Can I just take my trousers down and start jerking it? Because, this is my favourite thing.
So, Vin Diesel used the same law that James Cameron did to buy back the Terminator rights, to buy the rights to the Triple X franchise. And he's now planning to make another sequel. Now, here we go. I thought, who wants more Triple X? The first film came out in 2002 to a US domestic box office of $142 million. Now, my question to you is, internationally, did it do better or worse business than in the US?
Better.
It did less. Internationally, it took $135 million, giving it a grand total of $277.5 million.
Just what I was about to say.
Now, obviously, Ice Cube came in, did the second one, State of...
Again, nothing better than a middle-aged doughy fucking hero.
Yeah. then Vin Diesel came back in for The Return of Xander Cage. So the US release of The Return of Xander Cage grossed 45 million domestically.
Okay.
Now, did the international box office gross more or less?
Surely it's more, no?
$301 million worldwide, giving it a worldwide gross of $346 million.
You know how when It's a Wonderful Life was first released, it kind of, it wasn't really a big deal.
Chris,
and
I'm not that old.
No, you remember when it came out. You were 25. But the point is that, It's a Wonderful Life wasn't a huge hit, but now is regarded as the great heartwarming classic it is.
Yeah.
And I think Triple X is the exact same. It is now regarded. Sure, it wasn't a big hit at the time, but now everybody loves Triple X. I mean, it's my greatest. You know how I said Aliens was the best film of all time an episode ago? No, it's that really good film, Triple X. Here's why I don't like Triple X. If you're making a dumb action movie that has no pretense to realism and is just like, we're just going to show you what we think is cool shit, I'm your audience. I'm the guy that's clapping in the back being like, woo! And it was Dullsville, baby, and it was shite. So if you can't even get that right, fuck off. We need more crazy cool action films, and you've had 3 goes at it and fucked it.
Obviously, they're trying to make like Xander Cage be this like kind of wild note, like, I don't play by the rules.
I think it was said at the time by somebody, I wish I could remember who it was, but it's basically like that film is like an action version of Poochie from The Simpsons, but it was just like, I'm so radical, and you're like, oh god, no, this is lame. Like corporate America's, and I hate using that phrase, that makes me sound like some sort of weird conspiracy theorist. Triple X actually caused 9/11, guys. Fact. Vin Diesel fumes melt steel beams. Think it through, guys. The truth is out there. I guess you were meant to think, he's like super cool and stuff like that, and this is like radical. But the term radical hasn't been cool since I was about 6. Yeah, not cool at all. Not a fan.
Yeah, so Vin Diesel obviously thinks that the world needs another one, but they suspect that why it did so well worldwide is like Fast and the Furious, it had a really international cast. There was a lot of international stars, like Donnie Yen's in Return of Xander Cage, which was almost enough to make me want to see that.
Yeah, he's awesome.
But sticking with Vin Diesel for a little tangent, there's going to be a Fast and Furious cartoon produced by DreamWorks Animation.
Right, okay.
Where the cousin of Dominic Toretto, Tony Toretto, in the 8-film franchise of Fast and Furious, like never mentioned before.
Which is weird because they're always going on about family.
Yeah, family the most important
It's like, I love the idea that they're going, no, it's all about family. We're family. And it's like, bring, bring. And he looks at his phone and it's like, it's fucking cousin Tony. God, I really hate my real family.
Tony apparently is going to have to get his pals, street racers, to infiltrate an illegal racing league, which is a front for an international crime syndicate, and it's going to be on animated form on Netflix.
There's also a spin-off with, is it Statham and The Rock or Statham and Diesel?
Right.
I don't know. Or is it Diesel and The Rock? I don't think so because they don't get on.
Doesn't look like they're going to work together again.
Right. So that's why the spin-off's happening. But I can't remember which one of them's going out with Statham.
Okay.
And by going out with, I mean that, like it was like it's going to be these 2 muscle-bound dudes fucking, and I'm not going to lie, I'm super into it. How do you think they'll fuck, Alan? I'm going to say Fast and Furious.
Well,
That can be weird.
They're going to start off with some foreplay, so he's going to give him a Fast 5 first.
Lovely. You think, God, a Tokyo Drift sounds like some sort of weird sex thing, like he's shouting him or something.
What will be the fate of these furious lovers?
I mean, I just think it'll be very weird when they start talking about how they're family.
So sticking with this
Go on.
So the fate of the Furious director F. Gary Gray, he's been hired to direct a live action version of the 80s cartoon Mask. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I loved Mask.
Yeah. Do you remember what it stood for?
Mobile.
Yes.
Christ. Armed.
Armoured.
Mobile, armoured. Security.
Strike.
Strike command.
Yeah, the last one's a really like stretch.
I knew that.
Spelling America with a K, are we?
A little fucking like synapse. My brain went command. So mobile armored strike command.
Yeah, and they went up against Venom, the vicious evil network of mayhem.
Because at least theirs works as an actual acronym. Like the bad guys in this are actually about good spelling and grammar. I'm like, guys, I think we have to join Venom because this whole K thing, not happy about.
As I was reading about this F. Gary Gray project, and he has to direct the Men in Black reboot, which we spoke about in the last bonus before he gets onto Mask. It was described as being part of the Hasbro cinematic universe.
Oh god.
which comprises currently, of course, Transformers, the G.I. Joe films, Mask, and this ROM Space Knight.
All this shit, right? This is for people our age. Like, I know nostalgia plays on that, right? If you were to say, remember Mask? I'd be like, oh yeah, do you want to watch a 2-hour film where they've rebooted Mask into a gritty... I'm like, no!
If I want to see a 2-hour Mask film, I want to see them explain to me the racially insensitive motorcycle driver, Bombay. Would you like to hazard a guess at Bombay's ethnicity?
I mean, I think we all know. I mean, I'm sure
it was...
trouble
with Apu, as it were.
I mean, I was going to say, I bet you... it was played by somebody of that ethnicity, and definitely probably wasn't a white guy putting on what I can only assume is the worst racist accent of all time. Cool. So now Mask is ruined for me.
So yeah, the Hasbro Cinematic Universe.
I'm going to say it has no. Come on, guys.
Hey.
Hasbro's before Hose, though. Fuck it.
Yeah, so there we go. We've had a film to cartoon transfer, now we're doing a cartoon to film transfer. And sticking with the 80s, Chris Columbus in an interview with Metro recently was saying that there's a Gremlins reboot in the works, actively being talked about, and will almost definitely be a reboot.
Can I actively tell him to fuck off?
Yeah, that's a concept that could work just to release another Gremlins film. Now, it doesn't need to link directly to the two we've had. It can come in from any angle. Yeah. That concept of just having little creatures that are really trouble to keep, that's a concept that could easily just come out as like a new Gremlins story.
Gremlins 2. I think I've told this story before. Like, a girlfriend of mine, I had never seen Gremlins or Gremlins 2.
She should have seen it at some point in her childhood.
But she hadn't.
But just hadn't.
Right? And so I was like, oh man, one day when we're in, we should totally watch Gremlins and Gremlins 2. As I put the DVD in, I was like, oh man, I haven't seen these for like 15 years. Maybe these don't... Nope, they hold up impeccably.
Yeah.
Like, great fun.
I think the first one's still pretty terrifying.
And then you've got a sequel that just goes, yeah, you know what? We're taking the piss out of...
We're just like a Looney Tunes cartoon at this point.
And actually, about a month later, she bought a Gremlins t-shirt, and I was like, hey, I've done a good thing here. I'm now going to disappoint you for the next 6 months, and we're going to break up. But, you know, listen, I can't be responsible for that. I am responsible for Gremlins. You're fucking welcome, by the way. So I was an adult when I watched them again, you know, and I was just surprised at just how much fun they were and how much I enjoyed them both. Two fantastic films. Bit like we were talking about with Cameron and Aliens. When they made the second one, they went, yeah, let's not just do the same fucking film again. Love it. Great stuff. There is no earthly reason to reboot it, apart from the filthy lucre.
Yeah, and going back again, like you've just said about Mask, it's purely trading on the nostalgia of now.
Wouldn't it be great if somebody made a film that had the same amounts of scares, jokes, and fun?
Yeah, why don't Chris Columbus, Steven Spielberg, and Joe Dante like make a new
I'll tell you why. Because it's a lot easier for Chris Columbus to do an executive producer job, get some sweet cashish for doing fuck off. That's it, innit? It's
absolutely.
just
it's a modern Hollywood business model.
What's that? You want to remake Gremlins? Do I still get a percentage? Then please fire away. But seriously, if you want a rewrite done on it, guys, call me, Hollywood. Call me.
Well, finally, let's slide into the world of literature, and one of my favourite topics, Stephen King. It's been a boom time for Stephen King. Obviously, last year's success with It has meant that he's hot property.
His big success with The Dark Tower? Oh, wait, what?
Well, it's interesting you say that, because Universal have just won an incredibly fierce bidding war on the rights to Tommyknockers.
I saw this because I remember did you ever watch the TV miniseries?
With Jimmy Smits.
It was not good.
No, terrible.
I mean, is that what the book's like?
That's what the book's like.
Holy shit.
Stephen King called it an awful book.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, even he's like, that's like if you call your kid an asshole. You know? Just like, little Timmy, God, he's a fucking dick.
I think Stephen King wrote it when he was still like dealing with alcoholism and
mad with
cocaine addiction. And it's of course about a writer uncovering the secrets behind a buried UFO, which turns everyone into like dog people. Is that... That sound familiar?
I mean, I remember watching it because I think as well.
I remember Glowing Green Eyes and Jimmy Smits.
And is that the one that had fucking Tracy Lords on it?
I think so.
Or is that another one? Famous, of course, for being on that Manic Street Preacher single and nothing else.
But she's in Bleed and nothing else.
That's right, yeah, and nothing else. That's the only time she's been in any film.
Yeah, so James Wan, obviously the guy behind all the Insidious films and stuff, it's his adaptation that Universal have fought for. It seems crazy because it's... unless James Wan's got some kind of super unique take on it.
Like, you gotta hope, I guess it's like he's read that book and went, man, it's a missed opportunity. There's some great ideas in here, but it's all bullshit other than that, and he just pares it down and does his own thing. Who knows? I've not seen Insidious.
I mean, they're competent, pretty slick looking, but they're just not horror films that I really dig. So that's the first Stephen King, but also there's also a Pet Sematary remake in the works.
I'm a big fan of the song by the Ramones.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't know anything about it.
So Pet Sematary remake, and it's just signed its lead actor in Jason Clarke, who you might know from Terminator Genesis and also Zero Dark 30. So we've got Tommy Knockers and Pet Sematary coming. Now, we've seen both of those in some form or other previously. So
do you like Pet Sematary, A, the film, and B, the book?
I love the book, the film, and the sequel. I really like Pet Sematary, actually. So
are you quite excited about that getting done again?
Not really.
Because it's already been done too well?
Because I like that version perfectly.
So you're actually more excited about the Tommy Knockers?
No, the thing that I was thinking about, like, Stephen King has written over 200 short stories and over 50 novels.
Yeah.
And there's other good stuff that has not been adapted for screen.
Name one.
The Gingerbread Girl.
Lovely. What's that? Wait, can I just tell you what I think these films are about?
Okay, yeah, right, go.
So this is about a lassie, right, from Scotland, who used to watch the Carla Lane sitcom Bread, right? And she lives in a place with white picket fences and something evil happens. Go.
Amazing.
Thanks, man. There's a lot of dated references in that joke.
The Long Walk.
That's about the guy from Weir's Way. These are all very Scottish centric at the moment. Tom Weir. I couldn't remember his second name. So yeah, that's about Tom Weir from Weir's Way, and his sister's vagina attacks people. And they're also in the suburbs, and there's a white picket fence.
Great. Joyland.
Yeah. This is a film about joysticks, right? From your old like Amiga 500s, but they become sentient and they start killing people in 1980s white picket fence suburbia. Boom.
The girl who loved Tom Gordon.
This is about a girl who loves a man called Tom Gordon, but he's a Gorgon. He's actually Tom Gorgon. And she goes through her adolescence. She's in, I'm just going to describe it as a sort of white picket fence suburbia.
Right.
And all this evil goes on. Underneath the veneer. Again, Hollywood. I'm here.
I mean, brilliant. I mean, all you need is a title, and you just like take it from there.
That's all I need.
Well, and a white picket fence and some dark secrets. And
that's quite a good idea. Actually, I should probably use that. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So for me, as a Stephen King fan, I just can't work out why there's many more books and stories that we've not seen transferred to screen. Why are movie companies falling over themselves too?
I'm going to suggest it's that they're unimaginative and will only do things that they think have already made money, so we'll do the same thing again. And that's why we live in a world that's full of sequels, prequels, spin-offs, and reboots. Which is why we do this podcast, which is itself is therefore feeding into part of the problem, Al. You are not part of the solution. You're part of the problem. You're part of the very machine that you wish to destroy. It's like you've suddenly realised that this podcast is evil and you live in a suburban white picket fence place and it's all going on underneath. Oh my God, guys, I'm fade to black. We're in. We're fucking, come on. That's okay. Wow, news there was, good news. We found out that I am some sort of human Stephen King bot, and James Cameron's probably going to fuck up Terminator by letting some other prick deal with it. It's good to know. Speaking of James Cameron, let's do an inelegant link. Oh, that's right.
Fall over ourselves.
I enjoyed your bit on our Diminishing Returns Twitter and Facebook, where you posted a cast photo of the Aliens crew.
Yeah, wildly inappropriate cast photo for a deeply somber, isolationist horror film in space.
Yeah.
It just seemed like they gave everybody laser guns and was like, pretend there's a monster.
Yeah, it was kind of lame, and we had some fun. Had a spot the monster competition. Of course, the monster wasn't there because we're such japes,
hilarious guys,
such jokers that we are. It was good fun. We had listener Mike Gorman.
Special mention to Mike Gorman here.
He actually he did a bit of funny business in the Spot the Alien competition. He put an X on John Hurt's chest.
Yeah,
it's a nice piece of business. We appreciate that. If you're not following us on Twitter and Facebook, you're missing out on that sort of
all this good
nerdy
stuff
bullshit. Yeah. So, get us on Twitter at Diminishing Pod and on Facebook at Diminishing Returns Podcast. And Alan will post GIFs, pictures, links to articles about the sort of nerdy shit that you like if you listen to this stuff.
And if you can't be bothered to follow us on Facebook and Twitter, you could just go to the blog and it's all there.
That's diminishingpod.wordpress.com.
We've just one-stop shop for all your show needs.
All your Diminishing Returns needs. We've just organically just totally mentioned all our social media channels, guys.
Yeah.
That's just the kind of guys that we are. We're just going to organically mention our Instagram. Is there an elegant way to tell you that's at Diminishing Pod? It's just Diminishing Pod on Instagram? Yeah, probably not. But that's what we're going to do. Yeah. If we were a big American podcast...
Yeah, we'd be selling you mattresses
and fucking...
Stamps.
Oh, stamps is another big one. Or those wee meals, like things that you can make a meal.
People on podcasts tell me that...
Wait, hold on. Let's redo this now. If we're American podcast hosts.
Okay, underwear I'm wearing are microbial... with silver lining.
I put on these underwear, Alan, and it's like putting on a little slice of heaven. I would never sell a product on this show that I don't believe in myself. Now, there's no microbes on my balls. There's no microbes on my balls. If you want to go to nomicrobesonmyballs.com and enter the code Diminishing Returns, the podcast about sequels, prequels, spin-offs, and reboots. I'll spell it for you. And that would be our American style.
And all our listeners would then be subscribing to some kind of underwear delivery service.
Yeah, and then we'd be raking in the pod cash.
Yeah.
Just like Zach Braff. And we'd just be like, it's the life of fucking debauchery and titties.
But we don't need that.
No, we do.
We're just elegantly...
No, we don't need that.
Feed in. Here's where you need to go to see our stuff, guys.
Yeah, beautiful. All right. Al.
Yes.
We've done our corporate mandated adverts. We've talked about news. This is a non-franchise episode. You know what's next, my friends.
Oh, yeah.
That's our favourite segment. That is, of course, Trailer Talk. Bum, bum, bum. Today, you texted me in the morning.
Yep.
I'm not going to lie, you need to get that penis checked out. It looks a bit weird. But you also, after that, sent me a message saying that the new Venom trailer has dropped.
Unusual for us. Normally, we record and then a big trailer flops. Yeah, this just fell right in our laps.
Right into our laps. Beautiful. Let's talk about Venom. I've had a look at this film, and I literally couldn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy there.
Tom Hardy, Riz Ahmed, Jenny Slate and Michelle Williams. That cast.
That's like a big Hollywood blockbuster cast.
But then seeing that trailer, I'm not a massive Spider-Man fan or the Spider-Man world. And so Venom and the sort of symbiote storyline, I'm not too familiar with.
Yeah, I love Spider-Man, but this stuff is all after I stopped reading comics.
Okay.
So, I think we want to be really clear. In the comics, Venom comes about as a result of some alien thing, gets
like
into
a parasite
site that goes on Spider-Man. That's who has a black suit.
Yeah.
And then eventually, he kind of goes off Spider-Man and goes on to this guy called Eddie Brock.
Yeah.
And then he becomes this sort of... Now, in the comics, is he a bad guy? Because this is where I referenced at the start of the show, because on this trailer, it literally it flashed up the screen, anti-hero. And I was like, you don't get to tell me. That's shit.
Yeah.
You might as well have stuff like, a guy. In the third act, there'll be a race against time. Just fucking show me it. Don't tell me it.
Yeah, it did seem like a trailer that was giving away a lot of story. I felt like I'd sort of seen the movie by the end. And yeah, in my memory, Venom's a bad guy. But when I went to kind of check stuff out, everywhere was talking about Venom being the anti-hero.
Right, okay.
Which I don't remember. I remember him being a nemesis for Spider-Man for a good while.
But maybe that changed. I don't know. So basically, this guy Eddie Brock, he's a journalist. Classic, by the way, classic film journalist. He lives in this spacious San Francisco apartment or whatever, and you're just because we all know, if there's anything to know about journalism, money's flying around there. You know, just journalists are just I'll buy a third property.
Yeah.
Now Tom Hardy is a good actor. I like about a lot of stuff. What I like about this is that he has gone it's not that Eddie Brock is an Englishman. He's went with an accent, and I love this. I love this accent.
It's a strong choice.
It's a strong choice, and it took me about 3/4 of the way through the trailer to realise that the choice is effectively, he sounds like Sal from Impractical Jokers. Have you ever watched Impractical Jokers? Yeah. He sounds like Sal. I was going, really? I mean, not the voice I would have of a hero.
No.
So yeah, there's a bit where he goes to the boss of the company that's supposedly got the symbiote, which is the parasite thing. And he's like, is it true that you have this stuff and you're doing experiments and you're killing people? Oh, I don't know about you, Alan.
Yeah.
I've never been a journalist. Surely, you probably want to open a few easier ones. You know, just be like, oh, so I hear you're thinking of expanding into downtown. He's like, oh, yeah, well, it's really good. I believe you've got a new cosmetics line. Hey, have you been killing hobos? Be like, oh, yeah, come on. But he just like runs up to him and just goes like, have you been doing this?
That marks it because they're then like, let's get him.
Yeah.
He's asking dangerous questions. I did like the bit when he was having a Gollum style argument with the symbiote because obviously...
Which sounded like the Candyman. Is it him? I don't know what I think it is. It's probably Tom Hardy putting on a voice.
I think it's Tom Hardy doing two voices. He's made two strong choices in this film.
Yeah.
He's given each side of his psyche an accent.
If you want Tom Hardy in your film, just let him do an accent. He loves an accent. He wants to be like me, the man of 1,000 accents.
I also read an article this week about how Marvel are sort of facing a problem post Infinity War where they are going to have to start going deeper into the canon of heroes. And then you get to the point where it's like less and less recognisable heroes you're using.
But to be fair, Marvel Studios, which this is not a Marvel Studios film, it's a Marvel property made by Sony because they own the Spider-Man stuff, they have got lesser known heroes and kind of done okay with them.
Yeah.
And made into entertaining films, Ant-Man, Guardians of the Galaxy, things like that. Sony couldn't fucking do a good Spider-Man film. Now, Spider-Man's pretty fucking easy to get right. Sam Raimi made 2 good films, and you then fucked up for 10 years until Marvel Studios had to come in and hold your hand and show you how to fucking do another good Spider-Man film. And now they're like, well, let's start going into the fucking deep dives into Venom. Useless pricks. Now, don't get me wrong, Venom's got quite a cool design. Looks quite cool. As a beast.
Costume reveal, if you will, at the
a
end.
beastie with teeth and stuff. But I don't know. I have a horrible feeling it's just going to be shit. Because again, if you've got a big beastie with teeth and it's an anti-hero, like he should just be out murdering motherfuckers and it should be like quite harsh and violent. And are Sony throwing that money to make it an 18?
No way.
No, they're not. So Venom, I'm out in the sense of I'm not going to look forward to it.
Yeah, I'm not excited by the prospect. And it's a shame because, of course, Tom Hardy's attached. You're excited.
He actually thought he was part of the Mask Project. He thought he was getting to be in, what was it? Very evil, nice, not nice.
Instead, he found himself in Sony's
Spider-Man spin-off that doesn't have Spider-Man in it, obviously. You know, it's just like, come on.
I'm sure there's a massive market for it.
Proof will be in the pudding, man. So this is a franchisey thing that we're not excited about.
Yeah.
Fucking looks a bit shit. Not excited. We need a palate cleanser, my friend.
Oh, yeah.
We're a bit low. We need to bring ourselves up.
Yeah.
We need to equalise ourselves. Whoa. Am I right? Come on. It's Equaliser 2. Yeah!
The Sequelizer.
The Sequelizer. Nice. Oh, the ghost of Ewawua. It's fucking beautiful. Great Edward Woodward's ghost. Listen, so we discussed before how people had told me, like, you need to see the Equaliser.
Yeah.
And I eventually saw it, like, way later than everyone else and loved the fucking tits off it, right?
Yeah. Because it seemed like a movie tailor-made for you.
You know what, man? I think the trailer didn't let me see how badass it was.
Right.
The first trailer I saw it and I just immediately was like, well, which shows you the danger of a very segment like this.
Absolutely. But in this trailer...
What, when Denzel takes out a train full of motherfuckers?
Oh.
So this is what I want to say about this trailer. I don't think I've seen so many, like, throat slit in a space of, like, 2 minutes. And I'm just like, yes, everybody. Denzel is not fucking around. They've killed his pal. And he's all like, he does the big bro hug with somebody. And, like, because Denzel's a great actor, even though it's like this dumb action film, you're like, man, he's really upset.
Yeah.
And then he says something like, I'm going to kill everyone involved. And my only problem with that is I only get to kill them once. Oh, that's just brilliant. This just looks like it's just going to be a kill crazy fest.
Yeah, so the sort of like secret government cabal that we met during the course of the first film, it looks like suddenly now, because of Robert's actions, have somehow brought attention onto them, and it looks like they're bumping these other spooks off.
Yeah.
But in the cast, we've got Pedro Pascal, who was in Game of Thrones, Melissa Leo and Bill Pullman, all back.
Who I love, and Melissa Leo is, like, ever since Homicide, Life in the Street, what an actress.
Yeah,
brilliant.
Great. But Denzel, this is like so like age appropriate, you know, because he isn't a young buck action hero. And Denzel is just so brilliant that, like, if this was made with like Danny Trejo or somebody as the Equaliser, absolutely forgettable. But Denzel, he really brings an investment to the role, so you like invest in him.
I mean, he's a great actor, obviously.
Brilliant.
And now, you know, like, he's doing this badass thing, and I like, he's got no time for your fucking fussing about. He's in there to slit motherfuckers' throats, and this is why this film is gonna be amazing. I really can't wait.
I'm really excited.
Getting the gang back together.
Looks
lovely
great.
class from top to finish, and lots of throat slitting. We're both in for that. Let's talk about a film called The First Purge. This is The Purge 4, basically.
The Purge 4,
It's a prequel.
Yes.
It's where, hear me out, They tell you about the First Purge. Now, I've only seen 2 of the three that are currently out. What did you think of the Purge films?
When I saw the first Purge, I wasn't too keen. I think it actually missed the mark on what it was going for. But the second one I really liked, and the third one I thought was great.
I've not seen the third one. Second one's amazing. How was the third one like then? Don't, obviously without any spoilers.
It's about the corporate squeeze on small businesses.
That's fine. I don't need too much. Yeah, so, I know. I can tell your little fucking brain's going to tell me loads of shit I don't need to know now.
What I was going to say is that the interesting thing, like for me, the first Purge, like I said, didn't really work, but the second one, the third one, I thought were great. But when you take them as a whole, they each focus on like a different part of how society's responding to the Purge.
The first film,
and that's what makes it really great.
The first film has it's a great idea. It's got loads of kind of bits where you're like, this all makes sense, but it just doesn't hang together as well as the second one, which is just like, for me, was a real surprise at how much fun it was.
And it's the second and third one have that kind of feel of like the Warriors, really kind of colourful roving gangs, which is great, and it looks like that is an element that's playing into this prequel.
What I liked about this is that it really is leaning into the class and race angle on this one and really going into it. Marissa Tomei is the person that came up with the Purge.
Yeah.
It's fair enough. I would be like, oh, Marissa Tomei likes it. Oh, sure, okay, that sounds like a great idea. Are you busy next week? Would you like to go for dinner? Oh, we're going to kill loads of people. All right, Marissa Tomei. Okay. This looks good. I'm quite into it, which means I'll need to watch the election year one.
Yeah.
And so it looks like, there's basically like a black area, and they're like, we're getting fucked here. We're going to get fucked here. And this is not just random shit. And I'm just guessing from the trailer that at least a couple of those guys in that area are like ex-Marines or something, because they start pulling out, like some dudes go to be like, oh, we're going to kill these black guys, and they just fucking like, fuck you, and pull out some great violence on them, which is great because obviously they're like government white supremacist assholes, and these guys are like the underdog, and they just absolutely straight up murder them. I was like, yes, I'm in.
I think there's a bit in the trailer where Marissa Tomei has put the Purge into effect with the best will or the best of intention.
You know what it's like? You're just want to do the best for everyone by having one day where you can murder and rape people. In a good way. Like, not in a bad way, Alan. You just want to be good about it.
Well, here's my question to you, right? The Purge is real. What is your agenda on those
12 hours? If all crime was legal? Mm-hmm. I would copy and lend videotapes without the express permission of the copyright holder. That would be my main one.
The Federation Against Copyright Theft.
They can't touch me for 12 hours, guys.
And by that point, your work's done.
What happens after those 12 hours isn't my business, guys. One over on the Purge. It's pretty sweet. Also, the Purge is what I call it when I jerk off. So... What?
It's just so
Purge 3, erection year. Come on, guys. We're having fun with the Purge.
12 hours of jacking it while you're just like pirating videotapes.
Yeah, well, I've got two VCRs. Listen, the man doesn't tell me what to do. So yeah, cool. I assume we're both in for the first Purge then.
Yeah, I'm surprised at how much I'm really excited by it.
Particularly if you watch that first film, you go, it's an alright, it's a good idea, funky idea, but whatever. And then like 2 or 3 films later, you're excited about the fourth one. Good job.
Blumhouse again.
Whose house?
Blum's house.
Thank you very much. Cool. So we're both in. I mean, let's get down to it. Let's get to the real classics. Our fourth and final trailer for Trailer Talk.
Bum, bum, bum.
It is, of course, Sherlock Gnomes. Now, this is the sequel to Romeo and Juliet. Now, I've actually done a bit of research on this. Right? I don't know. Yeah. So I don't know if you've seen, but they've announced like the next few that they're going to do.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So you've got I Gnome What You Did Last Summer. Coming Gnome. Gnome Bo Cop. Nomo with a shotgun. Nometheus. Mad Max Beyond Thunder Gnome. Gnome Way Out. Gnome in Holiday. Gnome Alone. And they're going to finish with Black Snake Gnome. That's all I have to say on this trailer.
Do you know the weirdest thing? You're not a million miles away from something that's actually happening with this film, where they've released a bunch of parody posters. But the films they are parodying are things like Daddy's Home, Disaster Movie, Shape of Water. There's an I, Daniel Blake.
Wait, no, that can't be real.
Yes.
But I, Daniel Blake's about a guy... What?
There's a Deadpool parody, Wonder Woman, Darkest Hour, essentially made for kids. And they are parodying like Prometheus posters.
But they didn't call it Nometheus.
They did call it Prometheus.
See, this is what worries me about this whole fucking adventure. If you haven't even got the brains to do Nometheus,
Yeah.
and I did this on my lunch break today, right? And I'm not gonna lie, I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too. But come on, guys, it's right there.
Yeah, I mean, knowing what I know, I've not seen Romeo and Juliet, but I'm aware
Baz
of course,
Luhrmann's Romeo
yeah, I'm aware of the source material. I just wonder how they got past the tricky
the suicide bit?
Suicide, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe like the gnomes and Sherlock Gnomes are all in hell now because suicide. You're going to hell.
Yeah.
I don't make the rules of the gnome god. He's been in the Bible, the gnome Bible, only slightly worse than the lad Bible. Yeah, so maybe they're all in hell, and maybe at the end of the film they just realised that, like a bad like 80s
This
horror
is just
movie.
like a Jacob's Ladder, only for gnomes.
Yeah, or a Tales from the Crypt. There's a gnome keeper.
Tales from the gnome.
Yeah. So I mean, listen, I only wanted to do this for I had a lot of gnome puns.
Gnome-based puns.
I'm not going to see this.
It's a shame because I love Sherlock Holmes, so I'm appalled by this whole thing. Yeah, Sherlock Holmes, he's got a really incredible life on screen, and yet what we have here is Johnny Depp as a ceramic Sherlock Holmes twerking.
It makes me want to see the fictional from 30 Rock Tracy Jordan film, Sherlock Homie. Right? That's a great gag. I mean, we've all got gnomes to go to, so... Aha, come on! I can do this all day. Yeah. We're both out for Sherlock Gnomes. We are ready for another purge. Both the film and the actual thing. We are rock hard for the Equaliser, let's be honest.
Me, oh my.
And Venom,
that's just something that's happening, isn't it?
I guess that's what's happening now.
Yeah.
Well, that was a mix of 50-50 of our favourite segment, which is, of course, Trailer Talk. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, Alan, we've had another emotional journey here, a roller coaster, if you will.
Yeah.
Ups, downs, gnomes. This is now the traditional part where we will discuss films and shit we've seen, some recommendations.
Yeah.
What have I done? I went to the pictures, the cinema,
the multiplex,
the theatre of dreams,
the picture house.
I went to see Ghost Stories.
Yes, I'm keen to go and see that. Based on a stage play.
Based on a stage play, which I imagine, because supposedly the way the stage play's done is really good.
Yeah, I think in the room, a lot of those scares would really work. Because if you can convince people that there's a haunting happening in front of them, that'd be...
And it's cool. It was co-written and created with basically the kind of behind-the-scenes guy that works with Darren Brown.
Yes.
He's all about stagecraft and things like that and being able to, surprise people. My hot take, if you will.
Okay.
My tepid take. Chris's tepid takes. Nice. Did you say tepid at the end? Lovely. I'm sorry I talked over that. I thought you were done. I do apologise. I hope you remember that for next time I have a tepid take. So it's really well made. Up to about 3/4 of the film, you're just like, I'm really enjoying this. It's the right amount of creepy and weird. And actually there are some skills. And then about 3/4 of the way through, I was going, they're not going to do that. No, that's not how they're going to end it. Oh, okay. An ending that kind of just made the previous hour slightly pointless for me. Like, it just kind of went, instead of being like a tricksy, smart, like reveal that made me go, oh, that's how it all came together. And that's why I went, oh, it's going to be like this, isn't it?
Right.
Because obviously it wasn't a huge budget film. Really, some really good scares, some good laughs, some good performances. So I was kind of on board, and I was like, oh, I wonder how it's all going to tie together. Oh, okay, you're doing it like this. Well, boy. Is there anything else that you recommend this episode?
I'd bought a bunch of those DC animated films recently.
Oh, yeah.
And so I've been working my way through those. And I watched Batman Gotham by Gaslight, which is based on the graphic novel by Brian Augustine and Mike Mignola. And that is brilliant. That's everything I want. It was the first Elseworlds graphic novel. You take characters you know, but put them in other settings.
Oh, yeah, no, of course I know about that. Fuck. The way you said that, like, I should know that, man.
So this is Gotham is like a Victorian era Gotham. Basically, Batman comes up against a Jack the Ripper style killer.
I'm not going to lie. Every sort of genre thing, as long as you put Jack the Ripper in it, always sounds amazing. If you could add in time travel, it's great.
Time After Time with McDowell.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I've never even seen it, but I just think it's the greatest idea of all time.
No, that's it. It's time travel, Jack the Ripper.
Boom.
Fuck it. Time After Time. Batman Gotham by Gaslight. I really enjoyed it.
Which is an animated special.
An animated film, yes.
You're grown up. Good. All right, Al, that was another fun ride of thrills, spills, and
ups, downs, ins, outs,
middles, diagonals. So that's us finishing another episode. If you want to email us and tell us how great we are, and you can email us at diminishingpod@gmail.com. On Twitter, you can get us at diminishingpod. On Facebook, Diminishing Returns Podcast. On Instagram, Diminishing Pod. We have our blog that we mentioned earlier, diminishingpod.wordpress.com, which has links to all our other shit on it as well. We are an independent podcast, guys. We need you to rate and review us whenever you get your pods, and most importantly, share it with your friends. Let your nerdy pals know that we exist, and send them a link to the exact show and get them on board so they can also hear me and Al talk about our willies and stuff when we're trying to talk about films. Our next film, if you choose to watch along with us, our next episode 52, is going to be Rogue One, a Star Wars story, so we can all watch that and get caught up with what happens in Star Wars, because nobody knows about it. And it means we can all get watched up on Rogue One around the time that Solo, the young Han Solo film, gets released. Solo, the story of O. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
But, you know, I'm not going to watch the Bumblebee film. I don't give a fuck how much representation it's got. I'm not going to watch Bumblebee film. Make Diminishing Returns great again.